So this is going to be a SEO audit of a bathroom remodeler, a kitchen remodeler. So first what we're going to do is we're going to look over the site, see if we can see any internally like SEO technical problems. Rather, they got a whole bunch of 301 links that they're linking to that are old and stale. They have links that are linking to rather 404 pages. We're going to look over their site structure, see how it's currently set up. How is their internal linking? What do they have occurring externally? So their social profiles, their directory listings, the Google business profiles that they have. What are they doing on those? Do those have the correct name, phone, address, right? Are we linking to the proper URL structure? What is going on externally and internally for this kitchen and bathroom remodeler? So first thing first, when I look at this, we can see that it is a WordPress site, which is great. Scrolling through here, they've got a lot good going on. They are actually linking to the proper Google business profiles down here. When I click these are both going to open up to both of their locations, which is great. Also on each of their Google business profiles, I love what they're doing with this is that they have their appointment link set to that locations on their page, right? So when we click this appointment link on their Google business profile, it takes us to that locations page on their website. Again, we're linking to the proper Google business profile right here when I click this, which is great, right? We're taken to Wellington. Let's see. Okay, good. This is also linking to that. That's awesome. My only critique of this would be that they're getting a second domain or a second website. And later in this audit, we'll see that it looks like they do have a second domain or a second website. The only thing is that it doesn't appear that each domain or each website it gets its own Google business profile. Because just currently looking, it seems like what they have going on is that they both link to the same website. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this, just personal preference. I think you may want to consider getting a second site, or what you could also do is just keep it the same. Really like all this bolding they got going on. This has definitely been SEO before. So if I click this, it takes me to the individual review. That's awesome. The only thing I would want to do is that when I'm pulling review data off of a Google business profile, I also want to include the photos, right? When we include the photos, we also get a chance to add alt text to those photos, which is another ranking factor, also can help us rank the website, right? Because kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels are such a visual service, right? What I mean by that is it is visually pleasing, or people look at it a lot, right? It's visual, right? There's really no other way to say it. What happens is that more people will tend to use photos on their site. So what you'll see happen is that in a bathroom remodeling or a kitchen remodeling environment, because your competitors are all using photos on their sites, this influences what it takes to rank for that keyword, right? This not only applies to bathroom remodeling, kitchen remodeling, what this also does is it applies to other keywords, right? So let's say we were to take an accountant or a lawyer as an example. What you'll see happen is that higher word counts will tend on average to correlate to higher rankings. And so for something that's less wordy but more visual, like bathroom remodeling, kitchen remodeling, you'll see higher photo counts correlate with rankings. And so you don't even have to do the work of taking the photo. You can just pull it from your Google business profile and have it displayed on your site. Then behind those images, you can talk a lot about what's in the image. So you can get your keywords, your entities, your LSI terms, your keyword variations on page up as well, because we're going behind each image and we're adding that alt text. Another thing you can do is, instead of just displaying 3 reviews, when we go and look at the Google business profile, you have a couple hundred reviews. So what you can do is that instead of having to get all of this text on your page, to get your SEO up, you're having to go and put a whole bunch of additional information on the page to get your word count up, to get all of that up as well. What we can do instead is we can remove a lot of the content on page and pull in that review content that is high in LSI term, entity terms, keyword variations, right? Because you have over a couple hundred, almost 300 reviews, we can pull those instead, have them in an accordion, right? Have 50, have 80, have a lot of the review content so that when a crawler comes by and views it, it sees all of that text and all of that content. But for the user, for the customer, for the client, they don't see it, right? And so what this does is it gives us the opportunity to have a better CRO, conversion rate optimization on page. Instead of someone having to scroll 2 to 3, 5, 8, 12 times, like scroll pages each time, instead what we do is we have it super condensed and we have a lot of the SEO hidden behind rather accordions or carousels like this. Or even what you could do is, let's say someone was to click on this image. Behind this image, we can have a scroll card of text that says what the image is about. So not only can we have the alt text, but we can also have text behind the image that then also has all the SEO. It has, like you have right here, you have all this bolded text, right? You have all of these keywords, these keyword variations, these LSI terms, these entities bolded on your page. But instead, we can have the review content bolded. We could have the content behind the images bolded instead. So that's something else to consider, is we can reduce the length or the overall visible content, the visible SEO. We can reduce it by a large amount because a lot of times people aren't coming by to read this entire page. You could have 1,000 words on page, 2,000 words on page, 3,000 words on page, but nobody reads all of that content, right? So instead what we can do is we can have it in like short little sentences to get the point across of what the service or the product that you offer, and instead just easily and quickly one little liners, and then all the SEO is hidden in other areas on the page, right? On your YouTube and all your social profiles, it looks like you're linking to the websites, which is great. You're also linking in your YouTube content. You have links to your website as well. This is also great. The only thing that I would consider is that because you do have 2 websites, why not link to both of them? Assuming here, without further context from you, that you own both of these sites, right? Because they have the identical same company name, right? So why not go ahead and link to both of them in your social profiles, in your social content as well? Or, and I'm not sure what your play is currently to do with both of these websites, right? But there is another avenue in which you could have separate profiles for each website. Then if you had separate social profiles, separate social postings, and separate Google Business profiles and separate websites, right? So you see what I'm doing here is that we could split them and have them both as their each own billboard to then go and get all of those leads or get all that traffic, right? For each of your Google Business profiles, they are not only their own billboard, but then we can have each individual website and social profile and social posts as well lead to funneling those 2 locations, right? Instead of what you currently have going on is you have a website that's split and trying to rank in both of those. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that is something to consider doing instead of what you're currently doing. So on your Instagram, you have linked both to them, which is great. Just on your YouTube content and in your YouTube description, we could get links in there as well. Let's make sure that these both properly work. Okay, so you're linking to the correct profiles. That's awesome. Let's close some of this, clean some of this up. On your Instagram content, we can also link to our websites that you have, right? In the top, you have linking to both of these profiles, right? But what you could do is you could also, in the content, link to those websites as well to link these posts and get some backlinks to both of those sites as well, right? As you add more services, as you add more blog content, as you do, et cetera, you can include links back to those to help them not only get found by Google, but also stay indexed by Google, right? Let's go into the automated audit. This is a skill or a tool that I've built internally that will go and review sites. So let's see here. So your sitemap lists to address that redirect instead of loading directly. So let's go look at these. Old address in your sitemap. So let's go to this /sitemap.xml. Let's go to kitchen restylers. Let's go to your services. It's probably under here. It's not under there. So let's actually go look at all of these real quick. So do these all work? Yeah, these all work. Okay, that's good. Let's go look at your author cards. While that goes, we will open these as well. Author Newberry Home. So this is an author page, but then it has links to your projects, and so it's looking like your projects are okay. So it's linking to your projects, which is interesting. I wouldn't have an author card do this. This doesn't really make sense, but you also already have it set up. Go back to post list. Okay. So what happens if we go to your blog? So going back to this, I wouldn't have this set up. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but honestly, now that you do have it, I would probably just leave it, because 404ing it or 301 directorying it or just stop linking to it really wouldn't be of too much benefit, unless you have a page 2, which then creates a new URL. You're linking to these other pages, so this is helping you get proper crawl depth. It's not terrible. I just don't understand why it's a thing. So yeah. Also, this isn't really necessarily like an author card. You kind of have it set up as one, but none of this, let's go look at the individual posts first. Let's make sure. Yeah, so you're not actually saying that someone's the author of this. So what an author card actually looks like, and I'll do this on this personal injury attorney lawyer site that I have, is right here. You see this little author section? This is an author card. This is linking all of this relevant authoritative content to the owner. But on yours, you don't have one, but you have an author hub for Aaron Jackson, which if I go look at your about page, is that the owner? So you got nothing about the owner on here. On your about page, you definitely want to have pictures of you and your team. This is not only an SEO thing, but this also does is that people that are looking for your services, especially something that is as high ticket as kitchen remodeling or bathroom remodeling can be, what happens is that people are looking to see, is this someone I trust? So they need to see a photo of you and your team. Not only that, what we need to do is we need to start building up your entity with Google. And what I mean by that is we need to have relevant information, dense relevant information about who you are, and we need to have it across your site multiple times. So what that means is that on your about page, you need to start talking about yourself. Have a very verbose section about you, who you are, maybe where you grew up, what you do, what you know about. And then what we can also do is we can also start building up your schema knows about. We can start building up the owner of schema. And what this does is it builds up your entity as the owner. What we want to do is we want to build up that schema around you, build up that entity around you, build up all this authoritative and relevant information so Google knows way more about you, okay? So we can build up your entity in the knows about. We're linking to Wikidata, we're linking to Wikipedia, we're linking to the Google Knowledge Graph ID, right? Because we're trying to create this link graph or this knowledge graph about all this information that is relevant to bathroom and kitchen remodeling to build you up in Google. And you also you want to have a section about you on your about pages. People need to see who they're working with. Let's go back over here. So you have a /blog, but when I go to it, you have gallery as well. So you've got gallery and you have projects, and it makes sense. I like the path you're going. So this is great. Finally, somebody that doesn't have a whole bunch of pagination URLs created. So what you've got going on here is great. This gallery links to all these individual projects. And now that I think about this, this actually makes a lot more sense, because what you have occurring is that you not only have a location or an area for all of your projects that you've done, right? So people can go and look at these and see if they're relevant to them. But this also adds relevant content. The only thing I would do different here is I would have links in the text on this page. Is I would have this link to the services page that you actually want ranking, right? The whole purpose to create content like blogs, like projects like you've done, like geographically relevant blogs, like things to do near me, places to visit near me. The whole point of that is to add relevance and then link from it to the service pages that we want ranking for specific keywords. So let's say you're trying to rank, as an example, let's say you're located in Miami. You would, in this blog, Miami bathroom remodeler or remodeler. So bathroom remodeler in Miami would be the anchor text, because that's the keyword you're trying to target. Then you would link from this blog content that's relevant to that page. And because you have so many different projects, you have all of this relevant and authoritative content linking back to that money page you actually want ranking, so we can slowly start to boost it. Now, there does come a certain point when you do all this internal linking, all this blog and all this relevant content, that it stops working. And at that point, you need to start looking into backlinks or other means of getting that ranking up, right? But this is good. I would just do it a little bit different. You need to have internal linking, because really, so you have all of these projects, which is great for like conversion rate optimization, right? People can come and view these, but you need to start linking these to money pages. So you have for flooring, you got baths, kitchens, okay, new cabinets, services. Okay, so this is good. You got your locations. You got 3 locations, but you only have 2 Google Business Profiles, or was I just not able to find the third one? Location coming soon, so you're expanding. That's awesome. Why do you have a Google Business Profile? Okay, that's not that really big a deal. You're linking to a different Google Business Profile, and you're currently trying to get that location set up, so that's fine. So we'll close that. Let's go back over here. So do you have a link to your... I'm trying to figure out, where did I get that link from? And we'll worry about it later. So you have /blog. It's just a 4 error for right now. Okay. So then we've already done the author. Just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not sure what's occurring. It might be like a default WordPress or CMS setting that you have, to where it will then group what you set as the author of the blogs or the projects, right? And so that's why you have that new URL created. I just wouldn't have that created. So you have a project tag, new kitchen. So you've got your projects. So again, this is like a WordPress or a CMS issue. What's occurring is you've set certain tags for each of these, and it's just a random page that doesn't need to exist. This doesn't really serve too much of a purpose, right? It's just a bug or an issue with WordPress and not having it properly set up. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You have 18 URLs for a certain project tag set by the CMS or set by WordPress. That is just, you're bloating your URLs for no reason. These don't need to exist. Okay, so then let's go back to this one. Let's see. So older dressing room, kitchen restylers. Let's see if we can find it. So it's kitchen. So you have a kitchen-restylers page that 301 redirects me to kitchen modeling. So if you do not have that page, kitchen restylers, I would just stop linking to it. Because right now what you have occurring is that in your sitemap, you are linking to a page that no longer exists. So what you're doing is you're linking to a 301 redirect to a different page. Just stop linking to it. Just remove it from your sitemap and just have it set up as a 301 redirect. So if Google does come by and views that URL or that page, it will be sent to the proper page that you're wanting displayed right now. But there's no reason to link to something that doesn't exist anymore. Just remove it. You're just force feeding a 301 redirect to Google for no reason. Okay, so then there's another one. You've got project. Let's go. Okay, so you have a link in your sitemap again, /project. And then what happens is when this is clicked, I'm 301 read to /gallery. So instead of linking to this, just don't link to it at all. Stop force feeding Google a 301 redirect. You don't need to be feeding it. Okay, so you got 2 of those. Let's go to here, 3 on your links. So returns 404. So on this page, your for showcase. Okay. Again, for anybody watching, if you have any questions, make sure to drop them in chat. This is going to be the last audit I do, though. I'm losing my voice. Gonna take a drink of water, and then let's bust the rest of this bathroom remodeler audit out. All right. So you have a link to showcase on this home page. So let's go and see what is the anchor text being used here. Discover more projects. So right here, you have a link to showcase / right? I click this and I'm given a 404 error. This page doesn't exist. So I'd go in and clean this URL up. You have a projects hub that you should be linking to instead. So I'd go and change that. Then also, this is saying that you're resolving at 2 URLs. Oop, that's the wrong thing I wanted to do. I just want to do the /. Okay, so that is 301 redirecting. So why is it saying, okay, just might have been an internal tool thing. So that was on your home page. And then on your project category / bathroom renovations, you have right here a back to projects list that links to the / showcase / and this is a 404 as well. And then what else? You also have a lot more 4s. So let's go here. Bathroom renovation. So on your bathroom remodeling page, let's go to your view inspect. What was it? It was bathroom renovations. Let's see if we can find this URL. So let's click. This is a 404. So then let's go find learn more. So let's go learn more. So right here, no, I don't think it's this one. Is it this one? It's not that one. So it says learn more about other. So what is the 404 URL? I'm just trying to figure out where this is linked from. So services, bath renovations. This is bath renovations, but where is this coming from? Let's go see. Let's go to the right a little bit. Oh, stop. Class button. So it's button. So where are we hiding this link? Let's see. Is it this? No. Locations, kitchen. Nope, that takes me to that. So somewhere on this page, though, you have a link to this. I'm trying to figure out where it is, though. You have a current specials. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find where this link's at. Locations, require pricing. It was renovations was the link. It's on the page. If I right click view source, and I type in renovations, I'm just not sure how it's being linked to, but you have a link on this page that is a 404, so I would just remove it if you don't have the page anymore. Then you also have, you're also linking to your blog from these pages. So the URL slug is 2015 /10 /31. And then on this right here, so it looks like you do have blog content. You're just not linking to it anywhere. Yeah, you have blog content. You have other blogs. For some reason, you're just not linking to it. Because everywhere else on the site we've looked, you don't have any things for your blog. Yeah, you've got nothing. So you just have a whole bunch of what it looks like orphan pages. But right here at the top, you're force feeding Google a 404 error. So at the top there, you want to remove that or change that. I'm not sure why you have the blog content, why you have these 2023, 2025 pages, what their purpose is. What this is probably is happening is that these are publishing dates for when you posted all of these. Yes, you have another blog page, but you're not linking to it from anywhere. Also, your share your posts are linking to your current specials. And your blog content, you're not linking to your individual service pages that you want ranking. So I'd clean those up as well. In your sitemap, you have 12 links that are not linked anywhere else. Let's look at this. Yeah, so this is the things we were talking about earlier. You have these product page tags. What's probably occurring is that on WordPress, there's a certain setting or attribute or filter or tag set that then creates these individual pages. So you need to go in and fix that up. You have different formatting across all of the site that needs to be. You have a privacy policy version 2. Hold on. Why is the URL structure -2? Is that accurate? Where are you linking to your privacy policy? I don't think you are, you? You should be. Privacy policy, robots.txt, ads.txt, terms of service, all of these pages are considered like trust factors that Google will commonly ping. Yeah, so you have a privacy policy. I'm just not sure where, I can't find where you're linking from, where you're linking to it. You should ideally have it in your footer. And then if I type in privacy policy, I'm redirected to privacy policy -2. So you probably had a previous privacy policy. Some pages are set to be hidden by Google. Yeah, so you have no index on your blog. So if you ever have pages that you don't want indexed by Google, the no index tag can do something. The only issue is that Google can still index it. If you don't want something indexed, don't link to it. Never link to something you do not want Google indexing. That is a way better method than applying your robots.txt or what have you to tell Google to not crawl or index those pages. What you're way better off doing is just never linking to them. Just don't link to them. And ooh, you've got a lot of JavaScript. That's not good. So what you have occurring is that you're pulling content via JavaScript. And so what that does is that a majority of the time when Google comes by to crawl your page, it doesn't have rendering enabled. So a majority of the time Google may not see this content on your page. It also costs Google a lot of money because Google has to crawl trillions of pages, if not weekly, daily. And so what you instead want to do is you want to have everything be HTML static HTML display. A quick and dirty, easy way for anybody else to go figure out, oh, is my website majority Java? Is my site majority HTML? Is that you go in Google Search Console, you scroll all the way down on the left side, you go to settings, and then you open that crawl report, you go to that crawl report, you scroll down, and then you see by file type. By file type, what is Google using predominantly to see my site? By file type, what is the majority of my site, right? Is it HTML? Is it CSS? Is it JavaScript? Is it blah, right? If you see a large portion, I would say anything above 20% JavaScript, I would start to be concerned. Instead, what you want to do is you want to have it be static HTML. Static HTML is faster and it's always crawled, it's always seen, so it's a way better option than using JavaScript. Let's see, is there anything else? There's a whole bunch of other things in here. I will send this over to you, but that concludes the bathroom remodeler